Hi, welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at Mattel's Masters of the Universe Origins Skeletor and Screech 2-pack. No, that is not this Screech, but this Screech, and yes, it's the same as a Zoar, but painted differently. And if I am correct, this is an online exclusive, so like BBTS, Entertainment Earth, or fan channel exclusive, where I think your local toy stores might get it. Target, Walmart, a place like that probably will not be getting it. I could be wrong, because who knows? The line was supposed to be dead. Now they're saying that the line is not dead. I don't know. It seems like the guru was wrong. Not that we didn't know that he wasn't wrong about this. But anyway, I'm rambling on. So anyway, quickly, we'll take a look at it, and it does tell you here that it's a collector's edition inspired by vintage artwork. I don't remember if Zoar said the same thing, but I know if you look here, now this is not the same picture that was on the original. This is actually what the original looks like. But it is drawn where it's supposed to look like the original, and it's artwork of a kid playing with it and making the wings flap. And we do know the wings flap because, well, I've seen people on a live stream do it. But the Zoar does it too. So anyway, there's the artwork there. He's on Skeletor's arm, and in the background, you can see the vaunted Snake Mountain, which we now know is coming. Not that we didn't know that it was coming, but and he does have a little bit of a different deco. Now, I did mention on a stream or so that I thought that his mouth looked weird, but I did not realize there was an articulated jaw. So I think maybe once we get it to articulate, it's gonna look a little bit better. And then there's the back, and you can see Screech versus Zoar. They both have the same weaponry, missiles dropping off of them. This may be more dangerous than, let's say, like the Cobra Fang, or some of the G.I. Joes that were standing directly behind missiles that were firing. I mean, this is literally gonna be blowing right across the feathers. But hey, they're toys, right? Let's use our imagination. And here we can see everything that is in the wave, including Point Dread. So anyway, no more reason to look at me. Let's open this up. Let's take a look at it, see how it looks. And then you guys can decide whether or not you want to jump on one of the channels. Or one of the websites and pick it up. And again, if you did want to pick this up on Entertainment Earth, where I got it, if you use my code APUNK, you'll get 10% off anything in stock. So if you do like the content, take a second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the bell notification so you're notified anytime that I drop a Masters of the Universe Origins video. Let's take a look. All right, Skeletor and Zoar and Screech are now out. As I mentioned before about the art, I think I mentioned already, but I need to always mention it. I'm not saying there aren't people that do artwork as good as the Origins, Master of the Universe Origins, but their artwork is second to none, whether it be on the front here or on the back. It is honestly, it is beautiful. They put so much work into it, and then I just have to mention that every single time. It doesn't matter what artist is doing it. So here is the stand for Screech. Now, it does have this little bubble on the bottom. Now, if you want to put some sticky tack to hold it on. But I will say this. Now, this one here is kind of bent. I don't remember if my Zoar is the same way. I have no issues with my Zoar standing up. And it stands up in my kitchen on a cabinet that has all my MOTU stuff on it, and it gets bumped into, knocked around, my Roomba hits it. This thing does not fall down. It is placed pretty well. I'll even drop a link to my Zoar video, the Teela and Zoar, where I believe I actually made a comment about how I could see this thing just kind of falling down. And it will if you shake it too much, but you can kind of see even when it gets knocked off, it stays on pretty well. So you're not really going to have to worry about sticky tacking this unless you're really just bouncing around or you have a house that shakes an absolute lot. He does have the weaponry. Now, I'm not a big fan of the weaponry. I think it looks way better without it. But it is here. This is what came in the original. And it does unclip. And I'm trying to remember exactly. I think the way you want to do it is pop this off the back here. Again, first time. I guess the first time. It's been done before because I've already done it with Zoar. But this thing clips onto the back here. Just flips on like so. They actually have this on backwards. So it clips on backwards. Clips onto the back like that. This piece is just going to slide over. And boom. Voila, you have it. And again, as I mentioned, it's like, is this a laser? Is it a rocket? It looks like it's a rocket, which would probably hurt right against the feathers. You have a laser here. You kind of have another machine gun or a laser here. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's weird. It's like a jetpack to go even faster. But in my opinion, I don't even. I do have Zoar with it on, just because it's sitting there. But I really think these things look better without it. Just my opinion. But again, this is exactly the same thing that we had back as kids. And again, you can even unclip it here if need be. But again, this is really not too much. It's a softer plastic, so it's pliable. It opens up. Put that right there. Now, the Havoc staff here is a different color of purple. And it has what I would assume is like the dirt from wherever Snake Mountain is. It looks like it's more like a clay. I actually like the attention to detail that they did here because it's also on Skeletor. So it is a different purple, which doesn't bother me, but I like the fact that it is like this clay dirt that's kind of made it filthy. And here we have the evil power sword, whatever you want to call it. It does have the smaller handle, which is good. It means it'll hold in his hand, and it's not just a half one. So now let's take a look at Skeletor, and let's articulate. All right, so when you do articulate the jaw, it definitely looks much better. It opens up. So you can get it in a couple of different poses. I don't have a problem with that at all. But I will say the weird green around the yellow skull makes it look kind of strange, to be honest. But in all honesty, when you kind of look at it, the face kind of looks like Planet of the Apes. Kind of like a monkey skull more than anything. I think that's just how the jaw is, because I don't remember ever thinking that Skeletor looked like that. But this one definitely does. But I don't know, the green around the yellow makes it look kind of weird. The eyes look really nice. It just has the red pupils, dark and, black around it. And I think kind of when you see the jowls here, it kind of looks like it's kind of what like you see on the Fiona crocodile from the Classified, but that's not really supposed to be how it is. But again, he's a skeleton. So the purple is different, and again, all throughout this, I hope it shows off pretty well here, is that it looks like it has this clay color to it, which I think is absolutely wonderful. It just gives it a different like dimension of the figure. Even though I'm not a huge fan of the face, I do like the articulated jaw. Though I'm just not a fan of the face, even looking at it like this. But the purple is a little bit different than the regular, not a little bit, way different. But it's still purple. I mean, let's be honest, this guy can't be wearing the exact same outfit all the time. He does have 2 gripping thumb wrestling hands, which I will say again, Mattel, every single one of these should come with this style hand. If you want to have the open weird hand, that's fine, but you should give us an extra hand so every figure can hold multiple weapons at the same time, or just hold them in separate hands, especially like shields. So again, this is all the exact same overlay. The boots look nice, again, different color purple. Here you have some of the clay or dust or whatever it is. It just looks really nice. I'm very impressed with this. I like the way that it looks. It just gives it a different feel, and you can really make it look like he's dirty. Hopefully they do something like that maybe with a He-Man or maybe some other figures that are secondary figures. or like second version, third version, fourth version, so you can have them in front of Snake Mountain, probably maybe looking like that. So the articulation, we'll go over it again. You get a T-pose. Yeah, kind of get a double bicep pose, almost 90 degrees. Maybe this one gets 90 degrees, but they're so big and muscular. Wrists swivel back and forth. They do go in and out. Again, you don't really have to worry too much about these things breaking. 90-degree knee bend. These things don't need to be heated up. You got your boot cut. You got your ankle articulation, and then you have your Jean-Claude Van Damme. Now they do go side to side, but there is no real ab crunch, which I'm actually fine with. These guys are already kind of doing the squatty potty. Now, if I grab my Skeletor, you can definitely see a difference in the color. Now, there's something that I don't understand why they made such a difference, a different change of the Skeletor, considering he's supposed to be Skeletor or Keldor in another dimension. You would think he would still be the same blue, but he's like a completely different blue. I really don't mind it, except for the fact that it's different. Now, the Havoc Step is definitely a little warped. Not that big of a deal. I do complain when things aren't straight, but these things are so long and flimsy, and these are made for kids. Now, the one thing I did find funny about this is in the packaging, everything was clipped in except for the Skeletor, which usually you expect the figure to be clipped in with the little restraints. But here we can hold both his weapons, which I have to like. It makes you happy. So here we can have Skeletor fighting against Skeletor, and Zoar flying in to give him a hand. Here it comes. And then on Zoar, let's take a look at Zoar here. If you guys don't hear that, that is Mr. Roman in the back getting impatient. So I absolutely love the color of Zoar. He has really no articulation other than the wings. So right here on the back, this is the same. I keep saying Zoar, Screech. I apologize before someone starts yelling at me. Yes, it is Screech. I know that. So right here, this is how you articulate the wings. And they do a really good job. And I gotta say, this just reminds me of flying around with the G.I. Joe Dragonfly as a kid, spinning the rotors. Now, the color schemes are absolutely wonderful on this. It's a soft rubber, so I don't think it's going to wear down as easily. This is nice and hard. This is going to grab onto it. This doesn't really articulate too much or have any type of give to it. I love the purple and the blue on it. You got the nice eyes and the beak, which are this orange. But everything just really looks, I mean, it looks nice. To me, this really pops. Now, I do believe we can get Screech. Yes, I know, again, I will say it again. I have called him Zoar a bunch of times, or her Zoar. I don't even know if it's a male or female. And in this day and age, does anyone know? I think we can pop him right here on Skeletor, which I don't believe that you can really do on Teela because she's already difficult enough to stand up. Let's close the mouth. The mouth being open like that really bothers me. I just don't think it looks that good. So, if you work hard enough, you can definitely make him stand just like that. No problem. I can turn him. I can even bang on it. And I don't have to worry about it. He doesn't fall over. It's actually pretty good. I'm very, very impressed with this. I like this. Again, this works better with Skeletor than Zoar coming with Teela. And then again, I'm going to pop this on here. Just clips right on. And I don't need to worry about it. Doesn't fall. Everything is good. Then again, I don't have a problem posing my figures like so many other people do. Anyway, that's it. Let's wrap it up. Also, let's get this dog out because you guys can probably hear him whimpering in the background. All right, so there you have it. That is your Skeletor and Screech 2-pack. The wings that flap. I really do like this. I love the colors. I like this better than Zoar, to be honest. And I would say I probably like more of the good guys with Master of the Universe than the bad guys. So that kind of... Now, I think Zoar has some really nice colors, but there's something about this. I think I played with this one more as a kid, even though I didn't have it. Then you have Skeletor. And put his arm down here. But there's obviously... He's strong enough to hold up a fairly big hawk or whatever this dude is. So I like it. Again, 2 thumb wrestling hands, so they can hold both the power sword. It might not be called the power sword. I don't know. If it is, you can tell me in the description or yell at me. People love yelling when you get something wrong. And you got the Havoc staff, which is a little bent, but hey, you know what? We don't know how Skeletor is. Maybe he's a little... Maybe he needs the blue pill, you know? He is all blue. Maybe he needs the blue pill. It's hard to say. But anyway, if you're still around and you are interested in this figure or anything on Entertainment Earth, you can use my code APUNK. There is a link to it down below. If you go to ee.toys/APUNK, it just pulls it right up. And anything that is in stock, you get for 10% off. Not to mention, anything over $59, you get free shipping and handling. But I'm gonna get out of here. Before I leave, take a second, jump on Instagram, give me a follow. I'd appreciate it. And before you leave, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a video with Skeletor and or some sort of animal. Got a bunch of animals and birds lately, so I'm gonna get out of here. Have a wonderful day. Don't go anywhere. Tell you what, stick around. Check out Teela and Zoar right here. Right here. Here's the MOTU playlist. You'll enjoy it.